Hello guys, it's Bruno here. I'm 25 years old and at the moment I live here in Porto, Portugal. This is where I train. This is where my trainers are also living and this is where the secret is made. I'm training every single day in the Douro River at the Nalo Academy and it's just a perfect place to train. We have downwinders, we have the river, we have the ocean. Every day it's a total different conditions for training, so this is why I choose this place to live, because it's just mimicking exactly pretty much every kind of race conditions that I'm facing during the year. So that's why I moved here after living in Bangkok for 4 or 5 years almost from Asia, and I love it here. But let's get to the questions. Well, probably in 2011 with my family we paddled down all the Danube, so that's around 2000 something kilometer. It was more like a journey, not really a race. It was an adventure, I would say. We were usually paddling 7, 8 hours every day, but it was really more like flowing with the river and paddling. Of course, the sport wasn't at the stage where it's now, so it was a total different experience. But longest distance that I paddled and raced, it's probably the 11 city first day 2 years ago when we had to paddle around 55 kilometer in racing conditions, super heavy weather. And I think it was also one of the toughest sub experience that I ever had because it was a race. It was really long. If I remember right, we paddled around 6 hours with my brother, and when you're racing 6 hours with only 15 minutes break in the middle, it gets really, really tough. And for sure, that was the longest and probably the toughest. So, the name of the 11th city of the 220-kilometer challenge, it lived up to his name in that year because it's one of the hardest memories I have for paddling. So, that's definitely the longest and the toughest. Well, paddling is pretty much my life at this stage. I paddle almost every single day. I feel happy, relaxed. I get in my zone when I'm on the water, and that's why I love this sport because it's every day it's totally different. It's not that I go out and one day it's better or worse. You can never predict what's going to happen. You never know if there will be wind. I mean, you can look at the forecast, but usually I'm not planning on do that because I just prefer to get surprised by nature in one way or the other and just go out and enjoy the river, the ocean, the conditions. So it's just the state of mind that I get while I paddle and after my paddle session is just almost like a therapy for my brain, I guess. So it's really it's everything for me. Paddling, it's my life. Well, first of all, definitely the first time we got a contract with my brother at Starboard, that was one of the biggest point in my career because it was my childhood dream to reach the point to be in the front of the magazine, be there in the dream team. And when we achieved that with my brother, definitely it was one of the biggest steps forward in my career personally. But then the biggest winning and one of the most vivid memory I have about racing is definitely the World Cup in Denmark when I became world champion, beating many of the best athletes. It was an outstanding day for me. It was a really good race, really nice, organized race, and a really good condition for me for racing because it was all in the city of Copenhagen, so ideal for my style of racing. And that was one of the biggest and most prestigious win that I had in the early stages of my career. And after that, events and podiums just started to come a little bit easier because I feel like after that event and after that podium, I gained self confidence in racing, and that really helped me then reaching new goals. Absolutely. And the biggest uh, event that I ever won was maybe last year in Bilbao when I managed to sneak ahead of Michael just on the last sprint. And that's also an experience that I always have in my heart. Every time I think of those seconds, I have always my heart racing out. I start sweating. So it's definitely one of those memories where I think it's going to be hard to forget that moment. And that was a really prestigious, big event. I think it was one of the top ranked events last year. So that was a really, really happy moment in my career. And I hope that I can defend my title. I'm not sure when, but I hope I will have the chance to fight against the best paddlers, against Michael, Connor, Daniel, Tituan, the best guys who were there last year, and I really hope that I get the chance against to race against them because I like to fight. Next question. Oh, that's a hard one. I don't think I have a favorite place, and just because it's an outdoor sport, so it will be pretty childish to say, oh, that's my favorite. I feel every time I'm out on the water, it's perfect. So if the company is right, if the weather is right, if the location where I am is right, I just feel that that's perfect. So I cannot really name a favorite place to paddle. Definitely, I have favorite that I prefer to paddle in sunny, good conditions, but then it can be in Holland, it can be in Bali, it can be here in Porto, it can be pretty much anywhere around the world. I enjoy paddling, so that's almost a unanswerable question. So uh, I don't have a favorite place to paddle. It's in the water, so that's my favorite place. So did I participate to the Sub 11 City Tour already? Yes, I did 5 times actually, and it's been my first big international race that I ever attempted. And I'm I have a goal ahead of me to have 5 first places. I'm at 3 at the moment, so 5 is the next goal, and after that probably it's 11. That's the really big dream of mine to win this event 11 times because why not? It's a sub 11 city tour, so if you want to know how it feels, join us in September. It's the ultimate sub challenge, and I believe every stand-up paddler should at least one conquer the Friesland landscape and the 11 city tour.